Welcome back to Two for Classics, a classic movie review podcast. I'm Sam.
And this is Liliana.
And this week we watched 12 Angry Men, the 1957 version.
It's a drama, pretty much. The director is Sidney Lumet. As a matter of fact, this was his first movie. He also did many, many movies after that, but some of the top ones was one from 1975 with Al Pacino, and it was Dog Day Afternoon. The cast is, there's a lot of good actors, but we're just going to mention two. One is Henry Fonda. He also did in 1968 Once Upon a Time in the West. The other one is Lee J. Cobb. He did a movie with Marlon Brando in 1954 called On the Waterfront. The movie is about an hour and 35 minutes.
Okay. I have a little bit of a summary for you guys. So this movie takes place mostly in a jury room. And our 12 angry men are 12 angry jurors called to do their civic service. They're here to decide the fate of an 18-year-old man who stands accused of murdering his abusive father. You only ever get to see the accused once, and he looks kind of sad to begin with, just sitting there when they're walking away from the jury room.
It's true. He's got those sad eyes, big sad eyes.
Big sad eyes. And the movie consists of you watching these men go back and forth, trying to decide whether to give a guilty verdict or a non-guilty verdict, with a guilty verdict meaning a assured trip to the electric chair. So this is a very serious kind of situation for a young man here. For those of you who don't know about the USA juror system, here's the basic cliff notes. After the age of 18, all citizens are eligible to be called for jury service. It's a whole process, but it is part of your civic duty, part of being a citizen of the country, and you get to sit on different trials if you're picked. You have to still go through the process of even being picked. And then you get to decide somebody's fate on crimes they may or may not have done. So I've seen this movie twice. Once when I was a kid in the background while I was doing homework, and then once in high school when they attempted to have 30 kids watch a black and white movie in the middle of the day.
That's
You can imagine how well that worked out.
Did you?
I enjoyed it to a point, but I had friends that were whispering, right? And because I wasn't really paying attention. But this is the first time I got to actually sit down and watch it for what it was, and it's good. It's one of those movies that just stands out.
What made it stand out for you?
That in its simplicity, because again, most of the movie, the vast majority of the movie is in this one room, and you have 12 actors, and they play off each other so well. You almost believe
that they're deliberating on a real case.
And you're just watching it happen.
Yeah, they really did a good job, all these actors. And you know what? All of them had really good chemistry. I mean, it must have been just a job itself, getting this 12 actors to be able to play, on each other, to be able to get this movie to flow. And like I said, all of them had really good chemistry. You could just tell they were really good at this. So I've seen this movie twice also. Mm-hmm. And this was about 12 years ago. And I loved it. And then again, when we were talking about, picking movies for our podcast, we made a list, and this was like the top 5.
This is one of the ones we both mentioned.
Yeah. Because I remember you've said that you've seen it before and you really, really did like it. So we're like, okay, let's be one of the movies that we picked. What did you think about the first, like when you see the 12 jurors walk into the jury room?
Well, when you first see them, you start to kind of see their characters. I think before they even leave the actual courtroom. One of the ones that stands out is juror number 7. And by the way, none of the characters have names. They're sitting around a table, and they pretty much go by numbers.
Mm-hmm.
They don't address. There's no names that are given.
That's true. At the very end.
You find out 2 names at the very, very end, but at that point it doesn't even matter anymore.
Yes.
But they go by numbers. So juror number 7, because his suit is so different than everybody else's.
Yes.
He looks like he doesn't even belong there. Honestly, it's like, we told you to dress up. What are you doing?
Yes, he's got a striped suit and he's wearing a hat.
Well, not in court, but when he goes back to the jury room, he puts it back on.
Yes.
Right?
I always thought that he did that because he was in his mind. He was gonna go in. He was gonna go in there 10 minutes, and because he had plans.
Yeah, he had to go to a baseball game or something. Whenever like that,
he didn't even bother to take off the hat.
Well, he put it when they go back to the jury room. He puts it back on because in court they didn't
that's what
let
I'm saying.
Have it, right?
No, yeah, when
he was ready to go.
No, that's what I'm saying. I think the reason he kept the hat and the coat on is because even when everybody else was taking their coats off, he kept his and he kept his hat because he's thinking, I'm out of here.
We say coats, like the suit coats, right?
Yes. Like a sport jacket or, part of their, because they're wearing suits pretty much.
They have to be presentable for court.
But he wears that hat for a greater part.
For a vast majority of the movie.
Because he's thinking, I'm not even going to bother to take it off. I'm going to leave. We're going to leave soon. This is done and done.
Yeah, because he's ready to go to his baseball game. Yeah. His tickets for.
Yeah, he mentions that.
They all kind of don't think they're going to be there very long. When they first initially start the movie, they think, oh yeah, we're just going to vote and then we're going to get out of here. And that seems to be the kind of the feeling at the very beginning. And the problems begin with one person. And this is kind of our protagonist here is juror number 8.
Which is played by
Henry Fonda.
Henry Fonda, yes.
He's the only person, because they do an initial vote after they all kind of sit down and after they've taken the court. I had some, small talk. And everyone votes guilty except for this person, juror number 8.
Juror number 8 says not guilty.
He says not guilty, and this is where one of the biggest kind of, I say, manipulations, okay, is he doesn't say he doesn't believe that the kid is not guilty. He says he just doesn't believe he's 100% guilty. And he feels that they should spend some time because their decision would either send this 18-year-old person to the electric chair or not. So he says we should at least talk it out. Yeah. And that's where the movie starts, where now we kind of go through it, where they have to convince this one person that's holding up.
Yeah, the other 11 jurors are.
Yeah. Yeah. That's their job. And his job is just kind of almost wanting them, like, let's take it seriously a little bit. Let's talk it out. Let's have some. So from there we go.
You know what I think also helped is the juror number 1, which is the one that's leading the whole thing, right?
Really? He didn't really have much of
let me tell you why I think it helped. Because he was so calm. You notice he was very calm. Until one point, like later on in the movie, he kind of gets upset with one of the other jurors because
they call him out because
he feels offended.
Yeah.
But he was like, he wanted to give, I think he did his job as the head of the...
As the foreman.
Yeah, as the foreman. Because he was supposed to kind of lead the whole thing, right? He's like, okay, let's give juror number 8 to tell us why he's not guilty. He gives him sort of like, let's give him the opportunity to speak about it, to tell us why he's doing this. I think he really did a good job. I mean, in a jury room, if somebody behaved like that, I think it's exactly what they're supposed to do.
And I think it was his idea, right? That when they're trying to say, why don't you think he's guilty? They said, well, let's go around the table. That was his idea.
Yes, that was his idea. That's why I think he did an excellent job as a foreman. He was probably one of my second favorite.
Him?
Yeah.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I felt like he's there, he's important, but I don't think he's that
I
important
felt like he just kind of kept everybody calm.
in order,
Yeah.
which is his job.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
So,
I do want to say this, just if, well, our whole thing is we're encouraging you to go see this before coming back for part 2 when we actually speak very deeply about the movie. But just keep an eye on number 7 because he does make a mention to number 8 about halfway through the movie about he makes a salesman comment about
Yes.
what kind of salesman
Yes.
are you. I honestly think he's the only person that realizes that number 8 is a little bit of a manipulator, but a very calm manipulator. That you don't feel that you're being coerced into a different opinion, but you are.
well, yeah. Okay, so for those people who are not gonna watch it, right?
For those of you who don't watch it, we'll explain
this is not
in part 2.
This is not, but this is not a spoiler.
No.
Say that juror number 7 and 8 have a scene in the bathroom where they're washing their hands or whatever their face.
Washing their... Oh,
They're
my
I know
gosh.
it's the whole thing with the towels, but anyway, and they have a conversation. That is when juror number 7,
Makes
which
that
is the one
comment.
with the little hat, right?
Yeah.
Tells juror number 8 that I know what
kind
you're
of a
doing.
what kind
Yeah.
of a salesman are you?
Yeah, he tells them, I know you're trying to manipulate the situation to where you don't want us to vote guilty.
Which, if you're the viewer, you really don't think about it until he mentions it.
Yes, that's true.
And he's really the only one that mentions that.
But how about juror number 3? Oh, there's a
3 is the angry one.
yeah. He's just since like the beginning. He's like he's cordial for the first 5 minutes, and
Not
then
even
his real
that.
personality
Not
comes
even
out.
for the minute.
He's losing it at every corner.
Oh,
like
absolutely.
every time somebody says something, if they don't agree with him, he gets mad.
at
right?
everything.
Yeah. So if somebody, I mean, he's already mad because somebody voted not guilty. He's already mad at juror 7. Mm-hmm. I mean, he has that out for him since the beginning.
Well, he's keeping him there because he doesn't understand why this guy can't vote guilty.
So he feels that is jurors number 7 fault that they're still there.
8.
And I'm sorry, yeah. Juror number 8. He feels that it's juror number 8's fault that they're still there. So juror 3 is an older gentleman, and
Older, he's what?
I think in the
supposed
movie
to be
he's
like in
in
his
his 50s.
40s, 50s?
No, I
Because he's
think
a
he's
working man. He supposedly has his own business.
Yeah, he's a businessman.
Yeah.
And so he also wants to leave.
They all want to leave.
Yeah, but we find out later on in part 2 why
We'll explain
he's behaving
why.
this way. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So then
I honestly, it sounds a little dull. It's really engaging at all
Yes.
parts. And you learn throughout the movie about the different characters. And you can kind of see yourself in various different characters. I think that once you think about that, you'll find that, oh, you know what, I agree with this person. And then maybe you'll find out that maybe having a more open mind and listening to others sometimes really helps the situation. And I think that's one of the key kind of morals of this movie, of you have your own ideas, set ideas and set morals, but it's important also to see a different perspective.
that's absolutely right. I agree with you on that. And I think in essence that is really what jurors are supposed to do when they they are sent off to deliberate, right? So
But yes, go watch this. It's really good.
don't be discouraged by the black and white. And this is something I want to say to our listeners, okay? A lot of the movies, because we're watching the classic, a lot of those movies are, I mean, there are some of them that are in color, but the majority would be in black and white. Don't be discouraged by the black and white, because a lot of people and some members of my family, when I used to tell them that I was watching classic movies, they're like, it's boring, it's a black and white. No, it's actually some of the best stories and fantastic acting. And I think that I kind of want would like people. I want to encourage people to start watching them.
And that's really one of the reasons why we're doing this.
Yes.
Because we really enjoy these movies and we kind of want to share our enthusiasm for them with others.
Yes, absolutely. What you said. So we are done with part 1
Yes. So
of 12 Angry Men.
please go watch it.
Yes. And remember, we are not professionals, so this is just our own opinions of these movies.
Yes, you may very well disagree with everything we're saying and think we saw a completely different movie at the end of it,
Which is
fine.
Yeah.
But yes, so come back for part 2 where we really talk about, we're spoiling the movie in part 2.
So go watch it. And if you don't, still come back for part 2. Yeah. And then we'll discuss the whole thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we'll see you there. Thank you.
Sure. Bye.